and welcome back to my channel. So I'm here today with my empties for the month of March, but I wanted to film this empties in my dining room, which is where I'm in right now. And I figured I'd kind of give you guys like a brief tour because a lot of times I've filmed, you guys have asked for like a house tour. I'm just not comfortable doing like a full house tour, but I figured I would show you around this room because it is one of my favorite rooms in the whole house. I'm just obsessed with it in here. It is so light and bright and just, I don't know, it makes me feel really calm and comfortable. I wanted my dining room to really be bright, all neutrals, whites, grays, and then like some darker colors, as you can see. So I never have this table set. It's always just like the plain marble table, and I'll show you the legs over here. They're wood, so you can see like down here a little bit. They're like a grayish wood. I got this table and the chairs at Restoration, and this rug is from, I don't even remember. I found this company on Instagram, and it was the only place that I could find like a white gray rug. I wanted it like really light and bright and neutral, and that's exactly what it is. The floors are a custom stain that I blended myself. That's a mix of like a natural oak and like a light gray. And then this piece is from Hort Chow. This is a chest where I have like my china and my goldware and everything else. And then everything else you see on here, this is from a local flower shop. This was made by a local ceramist, and I really love this bowl because it says 2017 inside because that was the year that she made this bowl, but it's special to us because 2017 is the year that we moved into this house. So yeah, this is a really special piece, and these skulls are by the same artist, and I don't know why they're moved. These skulls usually sit across my table. I have them like 4 down the center, but right now it's set for Easter. So yeah, I have them over here, and then I also have this one little one. They're actually vases. You can put flowers in here, which I want to do for Easter. I want to put some flowers in here. And then this is by these two are both by a British artist, and they're really pretty. When the sun hits them, they have like different textures on them. You can see like, I don't know, it's just really pretty. When the sun hits them, they're beautiful. They're supposed to like, I guess they're like an abstract of like the waves crashing, and I love the way that the frames match the floors. So yeah, I really like those. And then you saw the chandelier. So yeah, this is my dining room, and this is the way I set it up for Easter. Typically I do my napkins like folded under the plate so they're hanging down, but I washed them after Christmas, but they needed to be ironed. You can see they have like folds and stuff in them, so I didn't want to like iron them and straighten them out, so I just put them out. And I didn't set the heads of the table. My husband was like, why? We should sit at the head. And I don't know, I just don't like sitting at the head of the table. I feel like it's just too formal. So it's only gonna be a few of us, so I just set, you know, 4 and 4 on each side. And I got these bunny napkin holders from Home Goods. These carrots are actually from the Dollar Tree. I have to fill the rest of them. I just put a couple like Hershey Kisses in. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I had like a whole Insta story. I wasn't sure if I wanted to keep those or not. And then my china it's white with like the iron. It's from Bloomingdale's. I forgot who it's by. This is all by the same person. I have no idea. Michael Aram maybe. I wasn't picky about who made it. I just didn't want like white china. I wanted something like dark and different. And yeah, and that's why I got like the goldware. I wanted something different, something you don't see every day. And then I have my little salt bowl. This is, again, we got this at a local gallery. A local artist made this. I thought it was really cool. The spoon is like a snake twisted around the spoon, and then there's like a little feather detailing at the bottom of this bowl, and it's a little handmade ceramic bowl. You guys know, I like to support like local artists, just local small businesses. So a lot of the stuff I have in my home is like locally made. Like this is from a local florist. Yeah, and this is fake. These are silk flowers. She's really good. She's like literally right up the block from our house, and she makes the best silk arrangements. And yeah, I've actually like got all my flowers from her. She's amazing, and I've gotten to know her, and she's just so nice, and she just really gets like my style, my aesthetic. She's been over to my house a few times, so anytime I ask her to make something, she always just knocks it out of the park. It's like exactly what I wanted. So yeah, I'll give you like a little backup. Oh, and then I have this little corner over here, but Typically that flower I just showed you is sitting over here, but I moved it because the Easter decorations. So yeah, that's my table. And this is my dining room. So not quite a home tour, but hopefully it's satisfying enough. It's a little bit. So let's get into the empties. I'm gonna set this up. All right, I didn't even see how this would look. I don't really want like the carrots in the background. But it looks like we're gonna have carrots and glasses in the background. All right, it is what it is. So, oh, and I'm drinking a Pellegrino. I need like sparkling water right now, like seltzer or something. I love this room. It's so like light and bright in here. And that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted it to just be like bright, but welcoming, like neutral, but still warm. So anyway, my empties. These are like my big bag empties. These are like just giant bags, bigger quantities of wax, and I have 2 bakery bags. Both my bakery bags are from Southbound. The first one is Ghostly Brew, and I really wanted to save this for this coming fall, but I find that some Southbound fragrances just don't last past the year mark for me. And the fact that I knew I wasn't gonna be reaching for this until like October, I didn't want to risk it, and my husband really enjoyed this scent. I really love this scent. It's a great, great bakery, and because it's got that Vanilla Bean Noel, it's actually really creamy, and it's not too overwhelmingly fall. So I was able to melt this like without feeling like, you know, seasonally conflicted. It didn't like scream fall to me, but like if I melted it in the fall, it would have felt appropriately fall, if that makes sense. It can kind of swing both ways, which I really like. I will be repurchasing this. It was a nice strong one. It smelled amazing, and I really loved it. Same with Winter Love Spell. This was phenomenal. It was strong. I would never think to put together mint and love spell, but it worked so well. I really like this one in the bedroom. And then I finished, Grandma got run over by a chain chomp. This was really disappointing. So this was in the mini melters. This is Rose Girls. And here's the scent descriptions here. I had this scent in a chunk, and I loved it. I had it last winter, back when we were still in the apartment. And I loved it so much. It was super strong. The scent was just incredible. And yet, like, I loved it. And then when I got it in mini melters, it just didn't throw for me. And I let this cure a long time. This was from October, November, and just didn't throw. And I don't know if it was because of the mini melters, or as you can see, I did accidentally cut this bag, but I rebagged this. So it was in this bag, but then I put it inside another like sealed polypropylene bag. So yeah, I thought I kept it as safe as I could. I don't know if it was just like a dud, but sometimes I do find that like scents that do well in chunks are not as strong in mini melters. So if I ever repurchase this, I would only get this particular scent in chunks. I would not repurchase it in mini melter form. I finished Vintage Chic Betty Paisley's Vaudeville Overpour, which was Blonde Moment, Satsuma, Vanilla Bean Noel, Wild Berry Mousse, and Strawberry Guava Cotton Candy Frosting. This is one of those like mega loaves. My friend Joanne sent me half of this loaf, and it was good. I liked the scent. I didn't like it enough that like it was something I fell in love with and feel the need to repurchase, but I enjoyed it while I had it. My husband hated it, but he hates like any type of berry or wild berry type of scents. He does not like wild berry mousse. I really enjoy it. So because it wasn't like my favorite, I didn't love it, and like he hated it is why I wouldn't repurchase it. So there's that. I finished Pink Marshmallow, Blue Raspberry Slush, and Sweet Lavender from Sniff My Tarts. This was in my custom order, my most recent custom, which was from last May or June, and obviously I got it in August. And I did not create this scent. I had gotten a blind sampler from Sniff My Tarts, like when I first got into wax. And this was one of the blends that was in that sampler, and I was just obsessed with it. It was so good. So I reordered it, and I really enjoyed this. The only thing is, it's kind of like a scent I don't really know what to do with, because you can smell the lavender enough that it's like a relaxing evening scent, but then the Blue Raspberry Slushy is like a very bright, tart fruity scent, and it's so tart that it's like a wake you up scent. And I don't know, it just kind of contradicts the lavender. Like the lavender is so sweet and relaxing and herbal, and then you get this like bright, tart, fruity, and it's like, okay, well, am I using the scent to wake me up or to wind down to? And I couldn't really figure out which to compartmentalize it in. And I'm OCD like that. I have to compartmentalize things. I just have to. And yeah, it kind of bothered me that I like couldn't figure out where to put this. So while I enjoyed this, I wouldn't repurchase that particular scent. But it was strong and it was good. So I finished the Vintage Chic Lavender Sampler. I think I have like 2 roses left upstairs that I'm like finishing my way through, but I just threw the whole bag in there because I was like, woo, got through the whole thing. Zen Pink Lavender Linen from Rose Girls. I just didn't love this. And this is another one from November. I don't know if maybe this was just like a bad batch, because both of these and then that other one I showed you, the Grandma Got Run Over by a Chain Chomp, were all from the same order. And I didn't love any of these. And like, you know, like Rose Girls is one of my ride or die. I really love her stuff, but like all the mini melters from this order, I was just not having them. So the Zen Pink Lavender Linen, I just straight up couldn't smell it. Like this was unscented. When I turned my warmers on the next day, like day 2, is when I could start to smell it. And it was when the pink lavender linen had burnt off and all I could smell left over was Zen. And I've said this 100 times, and I don't think this is a Rose Girls thing. I think this is totally a Lindsay thing. If I like a scent, I don't like the spin-offs of it. Like, I like Zen pure and simple. I'm not gonna reach for Zen blends anymore. I just like Zen as is. But yeah, this really didn't throw for me anyway, so would not repurchase. Vanilla Strawberry Noel. I like this, but then my husband said it smelled like feet. And then like it started smelling funky to me. I didn't think it smelled like feet, but there was something just kind of off about it. And it wasn't as creamy and like vanilla bakery as I remember the Vanilla Strawberry Noel loaf smelling that I had. And I think it's just a chunks versus mini melters thing. And maybe I'm crazy, maybe it's totally psychosomatic and I'm making this up in my head, but I just like Rose Girls chunks better than I like the mini melters. It just is what it is. The only things I really like better in mini melters are like certain scents, like Zen, that like Olive You blend in mini melters worked totally fine. That was amazing. So it's not that I won't buy mini melters because I love them and I will continue to buy them. I'm just trying to find out which ones I like and weed out the ones that I don't. And like all of the ones from these order, Grandma Got Run Over, this one, those are 2 I would only buy in chunks, and then this one I just straight up would avoid. So that's those 2. I finished Sweeney's Barbershop by Vintage Chic. I love this scent. It just doesn't perform for me the way it does for everyone else. I know people rave about this scent. It's just not strong for me. I get maybe a 4 out of 10. Like I can smell it, but I have to look for it. And I don't get all the notes at once. I kind of just predominantly get a mint scent. I can't really pick out like the strawberry and the shaving cream. It just smells like minty and I'm like, well, what else is there? I know there's something else with the mint, but I can't detect it. And I don't know if it's just because my nose can't pick up the other notes in this particular blend or if it's because it's just not strong enough for me. So that was my last bit of Sweeney's. I finished up what I have, but I would not repurchase it. I finished Blackberry Ginger Ale Fizzy Pops, and this was from last May. And I remember over the summer melting this, and I couldn't smell anything, but with cure time, it did really well. And I had 1 chunk left. I cut it in half, and it was like a 12 out of 10. It was so crazy strong. The only downside with this one is the Fizzy Pop overwhelms everything. I don't really get that ginger ale scent at all, and I definitely get 0 blackberry. I only smell fizzy. Like, this might as well have just been straight up Fizzy Pop. Not that that's a bad thing because I actually do enjoy Fizzy Pop, but this was chunks. This wasn't mini melters. And it's like if I'm gonna get a chunk blend, I do wanna be able to smell all the blends. I don't wanna just smell 1 note if I'm buying a scent that's supposed to be a blend of several different things. I wanna smell the several different things. So that's the only reason why I wouldn't repurchase it, because it's like, if all I'm gonna smell is Fizzy Pop, I might as well just buy Hayden Rose Fizzy Pop, since that's my favorite. So if I'm gonna get a single scent note, I'm just gonna buy the single scent note. Why am I gonna buy a $10 blend bag for, you know what I mean? Anyway. Moving on, I finished Marshmallow Milk Glass from Vintage Chic, and I love this one. I mean, Milk Glass is amazing. This is one You know how I was like, I just said, like, I don't like spin-offs. If I like a scent, I like a scent. Milk Glass would probably be my only exception because so far I have enjoyed the other spin-offs and blends of Milk Glass. Straight up Milk Glass is still my favorite. It's just her sugar milk scent. I think it's like sugar milk, wild berry mousse, and cake batter. So this was good. I do like Milk Glass better, but I did enjoy this one. I just think right now I'm like burning myself out on sugar milk a little bit. So for the time being, I wouldn't repurchase, but maybe in the future when I'm craving sugar milk again, I would. So now I have a couple of scent shots and clamshells that I'm gonna go through with you since we're only 15 minutes in, and for my empties, that's like not that long. So, sorry, I'm just taking these out of my bag. And I have one scrub here. So let's start with these scent shots. I have Poor Girls Bad Romance, which I love. It is Barbershop and Vanilla Lace. And even though I've like burnt myself out on shaving cream, because this is so strong in the Vanilla Lace, I would totally repurchase this. Like, you really don't get the Barbershop so strong. You just get this like powdery masculine note, and it's really good. And this is Poor Girls, The Snuggle is Real, and it is clean cotton and floral, and this was amazing. This is like clean cotton, like Yankee Candle type. It's just like a fresh, fruity laundry. It was really pretty. I finished the Fakery Bakery Prism. This was cucumber, mint, eucalyptus, spearmint, and salty sea air. I like this, but I absolutely like abhor cucumber and wax. I just can't do it. I really don't like cucumber scented anything. Like, I'm not a big fan of like a cucumber melon from Bath & Body Works. That's pretty much the only doable cucumber I can do though. But this really smelled like straight up cucumber. And I know some people think it's really refreshing. I just did not like it. However, my best friend was over when I was melting this, and she was obsessed with this scent, like obsessed. I had it on in one room, and she was like, whatever you're melting in this room, like, can I put it on in the rest of the house? And I was like, yeah, go for it. So she chopped this up and she put it like all throughout the house, and she was literally in her glory. And that was how I finished this one. And I'm like, well, I'm happy you're enjoying it because I don't really love this one. But I think another scent I've kind of burnt myself out on is eucalyptus. And I think just the combination of the cucumber and the eucalyptus was just like too much of two things that I really don't love. And I was just like, ugh, like I can't do it. Like it smelled nice, but it almost smelled like an imitation spa. Like, I felt like I wanted to feel like I was at a spa, but like I knew it was just cucumber scented wax, and I was like, ew, and I couldn't do it. But like I said, my best friend loved it. She literally cleaned out and put a chunk into every single warmer all throughout my house, because it was all she wanted to smell. And like literally that whole day, it was all she was talking about. She was like, it smells so amazing in here. I'm so happy right now. And I was like, I'm glad you're happy. Like, I'm glad someone is enjoying that wax. And the throw was really strong, literally like a 10 out of 10. So everyone's nose is different. Like, I know I always give my opinion on the scent, like whether I like it or not, but like this is a perfect example. Like, this was an absolute no for me. And she was like legitimately in her glory. Moving on, I finished Amity Island. Again, I'll just say it again. I just don't like the spin-offs. Like, just give me straight up Jaws. I did not care for this. I also, I had like a very brief moment with Rosemary Mint where I actually enjoyed it in wax, and it was very fast and fleeting, and now I am over it. Absolutely not. Like, hate Rosemary Mint in wax. I used up all the last bits that I have, and I will not repurchase anything Rosemary Mint. It's not for me. So this is hilarious. I finished Toto, and it's Shaving Cream, Omen, and Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce. This is very masculine. If it wasn't for the damn Ocean Breeze, I would probably repurchase this, because I love the apple in here. You don't really get the shaving cream at all. It's more like a sexy man who just got out of the shower and sprayed on Abercrombie Fierce. Like, you mostly just get the Abercrombie scent and Mac Apple and Ocean Breeze. So if it was just like masculine and apple, I feel like that's a really interesting scent that I really enjoyed. But then I would smell that and I would like it. And then I would smell the Ocean Breeze and I was like, absolutely not. Ocean Breeze just does not do it. It almost smells like floral to me. Like, I can't do Ocean Breeze. I just can't. It's no, I can't do it. I don't like it. My husband loved this one. I had this on in the bedroom one day when I was not in the bedroom because I didn't want to smell it. And then we were going to sleep and I went to change out the wax because I didn't want to fall asleep to this. And he was like, no, leave it, it smells so good. And I was like, oh, fuck me. And I had to leave it on. And you know, he enjoyed it, but I was like, well, like that night was really hard to fall asleep. Did not enjoy it. Would not repurchase. And it wasn't the strongest. It was okay. It was maybe like a 6, 7 out of 10. But it was not like the strongest. I finished the Standby Vanilla Cookie Crunch. You guys know I've really been having a bakery moment. And I think like I've just been loving the like fresh and minty scents for so long. Like pretty much this past like, I don't know, like past year, I've been really into the more like herbal and freshy type of scents. And I think I'm just kind of like wearing myself off on fresh. Like I used to be ham on bakery and then I bakeried myself out and I had to go like the polar opposite of bakery and I was all about the like fresh masculine shaving cream, pepperminty, eucalyptus, like fresh scents. And now I'm like so freshied out and I just like cannot do it. And now I'm like, give me the bakery. But this is how I am. I'm always like back and forth. And I do it with food too. Like I'll eat nothing but like peanut butter. Like literally I'll wake up and I'll have like peanut butter on a Vans waffle. And then I'll have like a peanut butter sandwich. And then like for a snack, I'll have a spoonful of peanut butter. And then for like the next few months, I'm like, I can't even look at peanut butter. I don't know. I always do this. Like I go ham on something and then like I hate it and I want like the polar opposite of it. I want nothing. Like right now, like I'm drinking seltzer and like I'll go on like a seltzer binge and this will be all I'll drink and then I'll be like, I can't even think about seltzer. It's gross. I don't want to drink it. Like it's just my personality. I don't know what's wrong with me. Last clamshell is Zape Cookie Cakery. So again, this is just my bakery kick. I've just been really loving like a nice creamy vanilla bakery, which is exactly what this is. And her clamshells are great, you guys. These are strong. I only used 1 cube and I did 1 cube in 2 warmers in a room, which is my standard. I always do like 1 cent across 2 warmers per room to get a throw. And this did phenomenal. I am totally gonna be repurchasing her clamshells. And I tried this one and I'm glad that it threw because her clamshells is what she's making sense that like will always be in stock. You can buy them whenever. So I was a little anxious, like, well, are they gonna do well? Are the clamshells gonna throw? And I'm really happy that they do. So now I'll be comfortable buying her clamshells and I know that that's available and like the wax will do good. 3 cent shots. I have sugar cookie dough from Hayden Row, which I melted alongside sugar cookie. And when I hauled this, I said it was like a dupe of Vintage Chic Cookie Monster. And that really is exactly what it was like on warm. This really reminded me of VCS Cookie Monster. So if that's a scent that you love and a scent you can't get your hands on, do yourself a favor and grab these 2 Hayden Row scents, sugar cookie and sugar cookie dough. Because sugar cookie dough is your sweet, creamy, like buttercream frosting vanilla type of scent, and sugar cookie is like your warm baked crispy, like you smell the brown sugar and there's the slightest hint of cinnamon in here. Like there's a slight spiciness which I get from VCS Cookie Monster that I think is what makes it so unique. And this has that like richness, but this has that like light vanilla, like vanilla extract and like doughy creaminess and like vanilla frosting, smooth, creamy type of scent in the sugar cookie dough mixed with the like richness of the sugar cookie. They're perfect together. Absolutely amazing blend. I would repurchase these, not in scent shots, but like in her actual Mixie Bit bags, which is like her bakery bag, because I would want these 2 in larger quantities. It's like a dead on dupe for Cookie Monster and it's amazing. Rainbow Melt Sweet Pink Holiday. This was okay, it just wasn't that strong. And I don't know if it's her pink sugar that I'm not loving or if it's the like frosted pink. I don't know, the combination of this just was not my favorite. I wouldn't repurchase that scent. And then I finished this Candy Panda Scrub, and this is Pink Lady, and this was good. So I have really sensitive skin, and most scrubs really irritate me, and they'll make me break out in like the keratosis pilaris on my arms, or like just a rash. I have had like eczema and rashes in my underarms from like other vendor scrubs, and it's not just like vendor scrub, it's like any scrub. Fragrance and my skin are not friends at all. This one was the least offensive. It would still make me a little bit itchy, but it was not terrible. This also didn't smell extremely strong. Like, you know, like obviously it was fragrance, I could smell it, but it was not as pow, kick you in the face strong as other scrubs that I've tried. And I think that may be why it wasn't so harsh to my skin. But again, that's a me thing. If you have sensitive skin, you know the struggle. I hope you don't have sensitive skin, because honestly, it's a curse. It's like the worst thing ever. I like can barely use anything. It sucks. The only place I could really use this though was on my legs to shave. Like, I cannot use any vendor scrub in my armpits. I will break out in a mad rash, like literally hives, and then I'll have eczema for weeks. Like, it's fucking terrible. But this did give me a little bit of hives on my legs, but nothing crazy. Like, you guys know, when I tried the Bathing Garden scrubs, I don't know if it's the fragrance or what that she uses, but when I use Bathing Garden scrubs, I had to get out of the shower and take a Benadryl because I broke out in hives all over my body. So this did not do that to me, but yeah, I have very, very, very sensitive skin, and it's not the vendor, it's just the fragrance, and it's just my body chemistry. So that is that. That is my March empties. I hope you guys enjoyed this like dining room tour, somewhat of a house tour. Let me know if that's something you like, if you'd like to see more specific rooms or areas you'd like to see, if you want to see this room when it's not decorated for the holiday and it's just plain and simple. Yeah, let me know. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video, which will be my candle empties. I have a shit ton of candles. So yeah, thank you for watching. Have a good one. I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.